engineering and moved to New York, it was like, oh my God, new work. I'm learning to design all these refineries. No. So I did environmental consulting for a couple of years and went into management consulting. And basically, I spent a lot of time working way too many hours, being way too stressed, and very quickly learned how much food made a huge impact on how I could, how my energy levels shifted and how I dealt with stress. So I had to figure out how to eat healthy for myself. And then I started teaching my coworkers in management and then senior management, so I got to have like a health and wellness role even within some of the different places I worked. So, and one of the things that we'll be talking about today, I mean, I got to this point where, you know, when you're working in an office without a refrigerator or a microwave and no healthy food around, what are you gonna do? I'm just not gonna eat at McDonald's. So I found some healthy alternatives. So I'll share that with you today. And just a little background of like why it is so hard to eat out. If you're letting the food system feed you, do you know what some of the obstacles are out there? Why it's so hard to be healthy eating on the go? Anyone? Did you know that the food system makes 4,000 calories of food per individual in this country that it tries to feed us? So that's net of exports, including infants and senior citizens. So if you're just eating on the go, you're going to be eating twice as many calories as you need. Of course, you guys are smart and selective, right? That's one thing, but also there are, a lot of us have food sensitivities that we may not even be aware of, and some of the biggest culprits are wheat, soy, and dairy, and that's been basically in everything when you're eating on the go, because all of those items are subsidized by our farm bill. So if you have those sensitivities, it's like almost impossible to eat food that makes you feel good, right? It always makes you tired, makes you feel bloated or gassy. Sorry, you're eating. But food does change everything. So if you start to be aware of those things and you find you have some of those sensitivities, or you find that you just want to eat food that's more nutritious, you gotta take the reins back and learn to feed yourself. So that's what I'm here to show you today. The biggest, I'd say, philosophy of how I make my food, I call it Big Bang for your bite. It's all about making food that is the most nutritious, delicious, simple, and easy on your waistline. All those things have to qualify. So let's see if we can do that for you. Now it's gonna feel a little bit like a reality food TV show. Can I make 6 lunches in 15 minutes? I can do it, you can do it, okay? So let's get started. So I have the rest, there's like a matrix on there. You can see my engineering and corporate background coming out. That's the way I lay things out. So as you get to, I think, page 3 there, you'll see what I'm actually going to assemble. The first page is our overview, and the second one is really what our challenges are. So I have here, I'm going to make 3 different wraps and then 3 different power packs is what I call them, right? Because you can always get sandwiches on the go. You can sometimes get wraps, but they're really not really a much better upgrade than sandwiches. So what I have here are these really fun soy wrappers. You can't find them at Trader Joe's or in like your local regular old grocery store, but you can get them at Mother's and Whole Foods. And once you buy them, they're shelf stable, so you can just buy 10 at a time. You don't have to go to, but you go to Whole Foods 4 times a week. That would be a problem for you, right? So, and the cool thing is, if you were watching your waistline, one of these guys is like 15 or 20 calories. So then it becomes all about having tons of nutrition inside. So this is the sesame one. They're made with non-GMO soy. Really important to make sure that you're getting soy that's not genetically modified, because 60% of our soy crop is made with Roundup Ready, genetically modified. Scariness. And pesticides are a big culprit in endocrine disruption and weight gain, we're finding. So here I have my little wrap. Now I'm going to take a couple slices of turkey. You guys are eating it on your sandwiches. You can get this from your Italian deli where I got mine, or grocery store, whatever brand you like is fine. Free range organic is always best, but you do your best, okay? So I've got some protein. I want some produce on here. You guys ever use broccoli slaw? Keeps in the fridge for like a week, maybe 10 days. Basically, it's just grated broccoli, the stalks, which are really a sweet part of the broccoli. So it's a great thing. I used to always keep this in the fridge when I was in my corporate job, because you can add it on top of a sandwich, you can add it into miso soup or something, just to add some greens to your daily diet. And just a note on the importance of greens. Your liver is your washing machine, right? It cleans all the toxins in the body. The green foods in your diet are the detergent. So if you're not eating green foods within about 24 hours, your ability to process toxins seriously plummets. So if you can just shove some broccoli slaw in your existing sandwich, that will help you process the toxins of your body. So I always want protein and produce, right? That's how I'm getting big bang. So I've got that here going on, but I want good flavor. I also want a little more color. So we're going for the whole rainbow in every plate, or at least throughout the day. If you're getting a rainbow of nutrition in your fruits and vegetables, you're going to get all of the great, anthocyanin and lutein and lycopene and all of those specific antioxidants and phytonutrients that help fight cancer and all the studies that we read about. But you don't have to really pay attention to all that if you just eat from the rainbow. I have an organic carrot. I'm not peeling it, it's organic. It's from my local community-supported agriculture. So I'm just gonna grate it here, carefully minding my thumbnail and my knuckles. This is such a great shortcut because chopping carrots is not always the easiest thing to do. So I use this almost always for vegetables and fruit to add to my meals, very rarely. I do eat cheese, but not that much. So, okay, so I've got some carrots and broccoli slaw. Now I need some good flavor with this. And also, I'm missing fat. We need good fat. Good fat is what keeps the vitamin D being produced in our body. If you're outside getting all that sunshine, you need vitamin D to help your calcium, your bone strength, right? Calcium absorption. So we need our good fats in order to have that vitamin D. Plus, we need it for our brain chemistry. So avocado, great source of these good fats. You guys know the easiest way to get out the pit?
Smack it with a knife.
Give it a whack. And a turn. There you go. And then, all right. So this one isn't super duper right, but I'm just going to score it and get some little chunks going. Now, I love to do my talks as very interactive, so if you guys have questions about these things as we go, please pepper me, okay? Let me know. Let me know how I can help you. So I got some green. Got some orange, I got my produce, my protein, I got some good fat. Now I'm going to show you how to make the easiest Asian vinaigrette ever, once I get into the bottle. Did you know that most of your shelf-stable salad dressings, the ones you buy in the store, are almost always made with canola and soy oils? And we all know that olive oil is really good fat for us, right? Flaxseed oil, but they're almost never in your salad dressings because once you put olive oil in the refrigerator, it has the monounsaturated fats that are so good for us. Once you put them in the fridge, then they start to solidify, right? Because the temperature gets cold. And then everyone looks at their store-bought salad dressing and goes, ooh, it went bad, I'm never buying that again. So the only way you can get good olive oil basically in your salad dressings is to make it yourself. It's not that hard. Okay. So I have rice wine vinegar, Trader Joe's, grocery store, whatever. I'm going to put in about 2 parts vinegar.
Can vinegar,
Totally do this to taste.
Can vinegar last forever, or how do you store it?
Yeah, I have rice wine vinegar. I keep it in the fridge because I have very little space in my apartment, so you can totally keep it in the pantry. And vinegar is a natural preservative, so you don't have to refrigerate it at all. Rice wine vinegar has less acidity than red wine vinegar or even balsamic, so you can use less oil. I mean, I'm a big fan of good fats and good oils, so I'm not about counting fat grams. We're so way beyond that. But when you use rice wine vinegar, it's a great way to get a lot of flavor, but without adding a ton of calories. So Asian dressing, right, has to have a soy flavor to it. A lot of my clients are gluten sensitive, or have celiac, so liquid aminos from Bragg is a great option for soy flavor, but without any gluten. It's also, for my vegetarian or vegan friends, it has all the essential amino acids in it. Anybody heard of Bragg aminos before? No? Okay. So I'm just going to add a squirt. That's going to give me a little salty profile. Now, I'm going to add a little sweet. This is stevia. It's an all-natural liquid sweetener. It's actually made from a plant, and I've tasted the leaves. They are fiercely sweet. So this is the only non-sugar sweetener that I'm really a fan of, or calorie-free sweetener, I should say. Equal, Splenda, all those things are pretty darn bad for you, and that's a whole other talk, but this is potent, sweet stuff too. I'm going to add about 4 drops of stevia. You're going to use this for lemonade or iced tea or something, 6 drops a cup is a great thing. So I got salt, I got sour, I got sweet. I want to add a little heat, right? I'm talking, I like Big Bang, I want big flavor. Sriracha is my favorite hot sauce. It's actually locally made here in Los Angeles. Anybody know this one? Yeah, the rooster, yum, good stuff, pretty clean product. You You can use your favorite hot sauce. I'm gonna whisk that up. You don't need a whisk. You can use a fork, you can use a coffee mug. You don't need any special equipment for this. Just a little bit of salt and pepper. I do like fresh ground because there's a little extra workout in. And it tastes better. Tastes better. So the key when you're making your own salad dressings is put everything in first, whisk it all around because the salt dissolves best in the vinegar, and then you drizzle in your olive oil. Olive oil has the good fats, which means they're sensitive to light and heat, so you want to make sure they're in a dark bottle, or conveniently mine came covered in foil. This you want to store in the pantry fine, but away from heat, so like not above the stove or even next to the stove. You want it in a little bit of a cooler place. And it's about 1 part oil. This is a total eyeball thing. It's a taste thing, right? You just want to taste it. So I got all my goodies in here. I think all that I planned in here for my little Asian wrap. So I'm just going to drizzle a tiny bit of this. It's going to be a little bit messy. That's okay. And then these cool little things. I'll need a plate to put this on for you guys. I have avocado fingers. Have any of you all made your own salad dressings before? No? Samantha? Are you the resident cook?
Not at Emily's, but
Well,
I'm a bit of a food snob.
at home. Yeah. So here we have our little Asian wrap. Now what I like to do is round this out with fruit of another color. Now of course you could have 2 of these, right, depending on your appetite. So you could have, we don't have anything red going on, so you know, how about a few grapes? Here we have our little Asian wrap. So good idea, one option for lunch. Somebody wants to taste, you can pass it around. Okay. Doable? Yeah, okay, you're like, what's that soy wrapper gonna taste like? It's good, it's good. So moving on, now I'm going to move on to my Southwest veggie wrap, which I'll use corn tortillas for, right? Because that's a Southwest ingredient. When you're using corn, you want to make sure, again, that you're using non-GMO corn or organic corn, because corn is also one of our highest GMO products, meaning it's grown with tons of Roundup Ready. You know, the plains, they show dusting the crops with pesticides. It's so sad, right? You see those scenes in farm movies, and now that I know what that is, I'm like, oh my God. So with this one, I'm going to use a broccoli slaw again, and I'm going to use a cheat. Don't be afraid to cheat. You guys are busy. I don't expect you to go to the farmer's market and roast your own peppers and grate your own broccoli. I know, I do that. But I get busy. I work 12-hour days. Shortcuts are important. I'm not making my own artichoke hearts. Okay? I don't expect you to, but someday maybe. Someday, when my dream comes true, I'll have a vegetable garden and I'll have time to do all that. But right now, not. So Southwest, how about some black beans, right? Yeah. You can use any beans of choice. I often use black soybeans at home. They have twice the amount of protein, but not everybody does well with soy. So these are just your regular old black beans. And do you know that when it comes to beans, the bigger the bean, usually the bigger the problem, digestively speaking. So if beans are challenging for you, maybe try lentils, right? They're little. You could do the same thing with this, just whatever kind of beans you want, or even split mung beans, or dal it's called. Super easy to digest, because they've already cracked those suckers open and done a lot of the work for you. So I'm going to make 2 of these little Southwest wraps. So let's see, I've got those. Now, fun with my roasted red pepper, if I can get him out of the jar. He's a slippery guy. Okay. I'm just going to give him a little, or her, maybe. Or her. I guess it's a vegetable, it's sexless. So anyway, going to add some lovely red color to our little Southwest wraps here. Then I'm going to add some green from our broccoli slaw. I'm going to put my apron on. Look at me. Well, I'm not quite messy yet. Maybe I'll survive. Okay. Salsa would be a Southwest thing. kind of a flavor, right? I've got a roasted garlic one, because we're in like fall, getting into winter season. Garlic's great for your immune system. So why not have roasted garlic in my salsa? I like that. So I'm gonna put a big hunk of that. Okay. I'm gonna add a little more avocado, because I have it. And I want some good fats. I already have a complete protein going on because my beans and rice are complementary in that sense. They give you a complete protein, so this is a great option for a vegetarian dish. Did you know? Okay. And because we need a little more fiber, by the way, too, broccoli is a citrus vegetable. It's a super duper cancer fighter. So, you know, help your liver, help fight cancer. Eat your broccoli slaw. Okay, and just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Now you could really add more hot sauce to this. Kick it up a little bit. Did I get everything on there that I wanted? Yeah, I'm gonna add just another little dollop of salsa on top. Now this is, you could pack this into foil, right? You take it from home to work, but it might get soggy. What a lot of my clients do actually is bring the fixings to the office, keep it in the fridge, and then they have them there when they're ready. If I had a toothpick, this would be better. Okay, so there are 2 wraps. And I don't really have any orange going on there, so you could serve this with some mango. This is actually local mango from one of my yoga students' yards, and it's so amazing. So now I'm getting my rainbow in here, and this mango is so sweet and delicious. It's really incredible. Okay. All right. So that's a lot. Should I try to cut these in half so maybe you guys can taste? Maybe. Let's see. This is going to be messy, but we'll give it a try.
Can I ask why you stay away from cheese?
I eat cheese, but usually with wine. And I'm a very balanced healthy person. It's just that I find that cheese isn't everything. Usually I choose a protein or a dairy source that has protein and fat in it. If I'm already getting protein and fat from other sources, then I'm going to go with that. Dairy has its place, but not all of us can digest it very well. We'll start with this side. Nobody tasted anything.
Maybe you should cut it a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Want me to help you out and chop
Could
it
you
up?
help? That would be great. And my last time I did this, there was a guy there that didn't like the
Do you have any
food,
preference
so
for
he was
cheese?
like, I want to try that one. He was a big taster.
Do you have any preference for cheese? Just picking up from
So
there.
yeah, when it comes to cheese, I think it's important. The only problem is I only have this one knife.
I'll be quick.
Okay. So when it comes to cheese, it's important to know that our conventionally raised cattle are not traditionally raised anymore, and that they're
Okay.
living on pastures. They're conventionally now they're shot with hormones and antibiotics, and they're not even eating their natural diet. They're eating corn most of the time because it's so cheap, subsidized. So the profile of the dairy products are really different now. The proteins are different. Plus we're getting trace hormones. So if you're going to do dairy, make sure that you do at least free of recombinant bovine growth hormone. So you'll see it on things, the little r BST or little r BGH. And it's so funny that the dairy lobbies are so powerful that they got to put that label on, but only if they say, no significant difference has been shown in milk from cows treated with artificial growth hormone. Right? So they had it's crazy. So if you're gonna do dairy, make sure at a minimum it's free of the hormone, okay? Better, go for organic. Better, go for dairy from pastured cows or grass-fed cows. Hard to find. Safe way, not the grocery store, a safer way is goat and sheep's milk cheeses. I do those a lot when I eat them. So, because goats and sheep are pastured animals, so they're eating grass. An interesting thing when these animals eat their native diet, that meat and dairy products from the animals have a higher profile of omega-3 fatty acids, right? We all know how good those are for us. We're eating our walnuts, we're eating our salmon, right? So we can get our omega-3s because they're strongly deficient in our standard American diet. And it's because of the way we're conventionally raising our animals now. So that is why, and like another reason why it's so hard to eat on the go, because you're going to be getting that kind of quality or lack thereof. Did I answer your question?
Correct. I was also looking at cottage cheese is better than brie.
Better than brie? Well, it has a higher protein content. So in that sense, that's better for your metabolism, better for your waistline. Brie is closer to butter. But you know that in Europe they're not allowed to use any hormones in their cattle. So French brie would be a better option than Wisconsin brie or Iowa brie, or you know what I mean. So
Thanks.
okay, sure. Okay, so that's 2. I've got one more. Now this next one is like, it's a lot of flavor. I call it Mediterranean. And I happen to love artichoke hearts. So like when I'm starving and I get home from work and I have no idea what I'm gonna make for dinner, or I know, but I always know, but I don't have, it's not ready yet, I'll just grab a few artichoke hearts and sometimes I eat half the jar. But there's like, it's good for your liver, right? So super duper, this is like the bleach system for your liver, right? So eat your artichoke hearts. But the calories are minuscule. So if I need something to keep me going until I get dinner, better option than cookies or Ritz crackers. Sorry, I didn't mean any crackers. Better than having empty calories, right? I don't know if there's any Ritz fans in the house. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on to my Mediterranean one. Now I'm gonna use for this one a sprouted grain tortilla. So sprouted grains and breads are, first of all, they're not very shelf stable, which means they're easier to digest, right? You know the bread that lasts forever on the counter?
That worries me.
It worries you, right? You wonder why you see all these commercials about why you need, yogurt and all of these things to help you get regular. All of those commercials is because all of our food system is so sadly laden with preservatives, which make it impossible to digest our food, right? It's meant to store and be stable for a long time. So when you're dealing with sprouted grains, they're actually really a lot more easy to assimilate. They come complete with the bran and the germ and the fiber and everything. So my recommendation to you is if you buy these, freeze them and just pull them out when you need them, or use them in a couple days. But they're not going to last, more than a week. Okay. So and you can get these at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or any of those places. So all right. So now I'm going to do my protein source, and this one is going to be hummus. I've got a roasted red pepper hummus here because, well, it's my favorite color. But also you're getting more antioxidants, right? The deeper the color, the more potent your antioxidants in real food. I'm not talking about Fruit Loops.
Skittles?
Skittles, yeah. No.
Does everybody know what the antioxidants do for you? Maybe we want to.
Yeah, so I know we talk a lot about it, but, well, you guys are in the environmental biz, right? You guys are scientists and engineers, smarty pants in the house. So what's happening when our cells are aging is they're being oxidized. Like think about rust, right? Well, that's happening at our cells. It's the oxidative process. So if we're eating foods that combat that process, antioxidants, then we're helping to fight aging and helping to fight that cellular breakdown. So, and all we're finding more and more and more research is that all the antioxidants are pretty much in fruits and vegetables. That's why it's so important to eat half your meal or half your diet in fruits and vegetables. Half. Does that sound like a crazy hard thing to do? It is. But I'm doing it for you. I'm showing you that. But it is hard too because, like I said earlier about the USDA, I included the pyramid there. The USDA is finally on board. Whether the lobbyists and agriculture, all that stuff finally gets behind it, we'll see. But anyway, so I got my tortilla. I got my.
May I add something to the antioxidants? Because that's my favorite subject, really.
Oh, please enlighten me.
No, I'm just kidding. It is. Our bodies create plaque in our arteries, and plaques settle over time. And those who have reached my ripe age find a lot of plaque. Now, most of you don't have that problem yet. So antioxidants act like squeegees to remove that plaque.
Oh, I love that image.
Wow.
Yeah.
The most popular antioxidant is from Siddiqui Farms, No. The best antioxidant is a natural antioxidant, and that's in pomegranate. It's a very powerful. Oh wow!
Ta-da!
it
Yeah,
is.
they're in season still.
Right, it's the only antioxidant as a sugar that a diabetic patient can also have.
Oh, good to know that.
But I mean, at least have the doctor consult that.
Yeah.
But you can have that. So
Okay.
that's very important for those of us who travel a lot, because those plaques at higher altitude can create a little bit of concern.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're finding, that what you're talking about there is inflammation in the arteries, right? The cardiovascular system. We're finding that inflammation is really the underlying cause of all of our diseases. And antioxidants help fight that inflammation.
Even teeth decay.
Yeah. That is amazing stuff. Did you know the easiest way to get the seeds out of your pomegranate? You don't have to be a 5-year-old and get stained all purple.
I go to Trader Joe's and buy.
You buy them, okay.
That's a lot easier.
Well, okay. It is easier, but they're not as fresh then that way either, right?
Oh.
Because then their potency starts to break down over time. Not that I'm saying they're not worth it, they're totally worth it.
Oh, okay.
But what you can do in a big bowl of water in the sink,
Uh-huh.
plunge this pomegranate down there, use your little paring knife, cut it open, rip it open under the water, and all the seeds will sink. You know, you have to pick them all out, and the pith floats. Your fingers are safe. You pour the pith, the white pith, and water off, and then strain the seeds. And then they'll last in your fridge for up to a week.
Because I have 2 already now ripe to be picked.
Okay, so you could do that. It takes, I mean, after you do it the first time, it's like a 3-minute process, really.
I take a big stone and hammer it to that.
Make a mess.
Right, but then you're gonna, you know, then you're like, you know, you got pomegranate stain all over you. But that's the thing, like, think about foods that have been used for stains traditionally, like turmeric is such a powerful spice, the yellow that we see in curry. It's been used for a dye forever, but it's also one of the most potent antioxidants out there. And that's what you just buy in a jar. Okay, so I got artichoke hearts, I got hummus. Now, I did splurge at Whole Foods. I love their little olive bar thing. So this is sort of messy to try to take around and spill. But I've got olive tapenade I can put in here, the Kalamata olives. What a great color is that, right? That's gonna give me some good fats. I have a little eggplant dip, I have pesto, and I've got roasted red pepper spread. So I think, you know, in the essence, the idea of color, I'm gonna add some, why not? I'm gonna add some pesto and some of the Kalamata olive spread. So I'm getting some good fats, lots of flavor, getting some greens right from the basil. Oops, sorry, I made a mess there. Okay. Okay, lots of good flavors in there. Is that everything I said I was gonna put on there? Oh, and I have some real pizzazz, bruschetta sauce, right? It's like roasted tomatoes and peppers. So this would be another big bold flavor in here. And look at all the colors I've got going on. Definitely have the rainbow happening. Okay. And this has a ton of bold flavor. So I tend to really like vinegary things. And this definitely fits that bill. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit messy, but I might be able to glue it down. Okay. Wally, you wanna do the honors?
Yes, ma'am.
I got every color going on in here, so I might just throw an apple on that one. I'll let me take that. Okay, so, doing all right, I got 3 down. The next ones were so easy, I don't really have to chop anything. Okay. Doable, maybe? Yeah? Questions so far? No? Okay. So, yeah, that's gonna be messy,
It's gonna
but
be tough.
it's all right. What I do, I pack lunch for my man, and what I do is I put foil on the bottom, and I wrap the bottom really tight with a little folded lid on the top, so that he just opens that. And that's what you would do if you were to take, you know, pack it. It would actually work that way. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, it's oozing. How
Coming out
fun.
back.
All right. So now we're getting into, this is what I got featured in Oprah magazine with, what I call power packs. These are, I created, like I said, I had no refrigerator, no microwave, I had no great options to be able to eat any produce, right? So I came up with these ideas using frozen vegetables. It's so okay to use frozen fruits and vegetables. They're harvested at their peak of ripeness, when they have the most nutritional value and the most taste. So you just want to follow the rules of the Dirty Dozen, make sure that you're getting, the Clean 15 or you're buying organic. Okay, so really simple is